This is the third and last portion of Cal's original short story called The Theater Bug. And this shortened version he called Riding the Rails. A short review of parts 1 and 2. In 1949, Cal graduated from UBC with a BA in English and Zoology. He announced to his parents that he was going east to Toronto to pursue a career in the theater. He started out with $11.56 and a streetcar ticket. He hitchhiked and rode the rails, and in the May reading, he had reached Winnipeg with Ulrich. In the June reading, he had reached Toronto and stayed overnight at the YMCA. So to continue, I found myself on the Midway with a job loading people onto the flyoplane ride at the exhibition. About an hour after I started, a young man dropped his wallet. I ran after him and returned it. My ride operator was a big lump of a man. He looked like a giant jelly bean with a shaved top. I ain't had time to tell you, that wallet was a score. You don't give it back. You don't never give it back. You share it with me. 50-50, half for you and half for me. Understand? We're a team. At that moment, a gigantic door opened in my mind. I saw at a glance the troubles of the world. We, they. We, the family, the clan, the tribe, the nation. They, the outsiders. We, having the only true religion with God as a partner. They, the infidels. We, the plantation owners. They, the slaves. I resolved to widen my we-ness and try to understand the they-nesses I encountered. I also resolved not to sermonize. But here I was, the most junior member of the Midway, and I had to make the most of it. I loaded and unloaded people at my ride at the X as if they were paying customers of my theater production. At the end of the first day, I wondered where I could sleep. Some of the guys told me of a place on the Midway. I went down there. It was a girly show, and I met the manager. Those guys up there are fronting you. There's no bed here for you tonight, or any other night. I went across the road to laugh in the dark. Inside, ignoring the luminous skeletons, I found cushions in a two-seater car and a blanket in another. They were my bed. In the morning, I left the X grounds, found a grocery store, and got a box of raisins, a loaf of bread, and a jar of peanut butter. I was ready for another interesting day. On my lunch break, I went into the Coliseum and noticed the art students doing sketches of people. I saw the sign, character sketches 50 cents, portraits $1. I gave it a pass. One young student wanted to sketch me for free. She did a good job and used the drawing as an example of her art. It was another student who was able to give me information about the Toronto theater scene. He became my private investigator. Each night he set his network of friends on info searches. By the end of the X, I had a full dossier on the Toronto scene. He was openly gay and told me that his friend and he had wondered if I was one of the boys. They agreed that I wasn't, but that I was non-judgmental about those who were. We remained friends for years. One time I saved his dance troupe a chunk of money, and another time I bought 2 of his paintings. It was with this preparation that I approached my chosen theater company. I went in asking for an interview. While waiting, I could see the stage manager having a problem. I helped him and gave him a useful suggestion. We worked well together. The interview showed interest, but no job. Although I was welcome as an unpaid volunteer. This didn't pay any bills, so I took a job as an assistant shipper in a prestigious women's store. By day, I handled $20,000 fur coats and glamorous evening dresses. By night, I worked in the studio preparing for the theater's upcoming production. I saw and heard the most well-known actors in Canada. during rehearsals. It was an exciting time for me, and I felt I was learning a lot. Eventually, the production interfered with my day job, so the day job had to go. When the Christmas pantomime was being planned, I finally was accepted into the company. A most junior and low-paid job, but I had made it. It had taken me 4 months to go east and join the best theatre company of Canada. We did 10 productions that season, 5 of them original Canadian plays. In them, I had several small parts and was mentioned favorably in reviews. The theatre bug had bitten deep.